Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy JAYPAT back again with another video. And I was hoping and praying that I would never have to make this type of video. It sucks to make this video as a Sixers fan. After watching that last game and just the way this series has been going on, I was like, shit. Like, I need to kind of talk about my thoughts on this whole process of the Sixers and not making it past second round, and Embiid's there's just a lot to go through, and it's gonna take a whole video, So I dedicated a whole video for this, and I don't know where to start. I just kind of want to go through my thoughts on, what happened since we drafted Embiid to the future of the Sixers, and can we break this curse or whatever that's on us. Like, there's a curse on us, and I just don't understand why it's us, man. Drafting Joel Embiid, first of all, I'm a Kansas fan, Kansas college basketball fan. My dad's from there, so I knew he was a good player. I watched him in college when he played for us. He was a one and done. We get Embiid. He's a skinny guy. He's 7 foot skinny. Not much muscle on him, but he has the work ethic and has a ceiling. His ceiling is high, One and done, first overall pick in his draft. This guy has some potential. Fast forward a few years, we get Ben Simmons, a guy from LSU. He also has some injury history, and the combination of Embiid and Ben Simmons was off to a great start. They played very good together, had the chemistry. We surrounded him with Tobias Harris. We had Thibault at the time. This is kind of like when I first started getting into the Sixers and really started paying attention and becoming a huge fan of the Sixers. It was right before, it was like 2019, 2018, around there. So we had Embiid. We had, obviously, Ben Simmons was an all-NBA defensive guy. Guarded point guards through center. Like, this guy, I can make a whole video on Ben Simmons, the fall of Ben Simmons, because this guy was on the rise, man. This guy was going to be a Hall of Fame player, and he couldn't take the Philly fan base. I'll get into that. But so we had Ben Simmons. We had Tobias, Joel, this rising star. Pick up Jimmy Butler. And this is huge. We have Jimmy Butler. I think we also picked up JJ Redick at the time. We had JJ Redick, Jimmy Butler, Tobias, Ben Simmons, Joel. We have an opportunity to go far this year. Make it to the second round of the NBA playoffs this year and go up against the Toronto Raptors. And this was the series, 7-game series, really back and forth. Jimmy Butler being the closer for the team. And Kawhi Leonard hits this buzzer beater 3, bounces off the rim 70 times. And they win the game on the most insane buzzer beater ever. Joel Embiid cries in the hallway leading up to the locker room. This was the beginning of the end here. I just don't know. There's a lot of moves to talk about. So that was kind of the start of the end. We get rid of Jimmy Butler following that year. Kind of decide to move forward with Tobias, give him the money that he wants rather than sticking with Jimmy Butler. They both kind of play the same position, and Jimmy Butler's the type of guy where he's going to tell you how it is. He's going to be honest. He likes that, MJ vibe. We're in it to win it. We're not fucking around. We're not best friends. We're going to go to war with each other. That's the type of vibes that Jimmy Butler is, and it's not for everyone. Some guys are doing this for the fun of it. Some guys are doing this because they just want the money, They just want the fame. They don't care about the winning. They just want the money and the fame, and that's what they care about. Jimmy Butler ain't that guy, man. He has that competitive fierceness and ferociousness. It's easy to kind of put the puzzle pieces together after everything happened. Obviously, we should have kept Jimmy Butler. We should have kept Jimmy Butler. Tobias has not panned out the way we had thought. We paid him an insane amount of money, and Jimmy Butler has taken the Heat to a finals and Eastern Conference Finals every year. This guy, I don't know. Looking back, I don't know how in the fuck you decide to pick Tobias over Jimmy Butler. I think Jimmy Butler took that to heart, and I think Jimmy Butler was offended by that. Yeah, I think he was literally offended by the fact that the Sixers chose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. Who knows what would have happened if we would have kept Jimmy Butler, got rid of Tobias. maybe Ben Simmons would have stayed and continued his rise to an elite point guard. Fast forward next year, that following year, we don't have Jimmy Butler. And then this is kind of the fall of Ben Simmons. After this year, he has a bad playoff series against the Hawks. Very questionable plays. And I don't know for sure if people were throwing under the bus, but I think he thought that we were and took that to heart and ran with it. Basically, that was the downfall of Ben Simmons. He didn't like the blame that he was getting put on him by the fan base and some of his teammates and the coaches. I think it's fair. I don't think Joel Embiid was a superstar in those years. He's never really been great in the playoffs. He's never been great. He always is a little bit underwhelming in the playoffs. I don't know why. But Ben Simmons was definitely not good that year. And we should have beat the Hawks. We were the better team. We had the better talent. The Hawks were there's no way they should have been in that situation to beat us, what they did. It also feels like, which hasn't helped in the playoffs, is that Joel Embiid is suffering with some sort of injury every year in the playoffs. Every year, man. Like, this guy gets hit with something, man. This guy gets a groin injury. This guy gets a hamstring injury. This guy tweaked his ankle, man. This guy has a big toe issue. He stubbed his big toe in the kitchen. Like, this guy always has something going on. It sucks. This guy's 280 pounds. Like, it's hard to not get injured when you're that heavy and that athletic. He's a specimen of the NBA talent. Fast forward a few years, we pick up James Harden from the Brooklyn Nets, and this was a good pairing, I thought. In the beginning, we had James Harden got played point guard, obviously Joel, and James Harden had a good year. He had a good regular season. He was the assist leader, I think, and then playoffs hit, and he just kind of he's up and down. That's the thing about James Harden. He's up and down. He doesn't play hard defense. He's not going to be flying around the court with these young guys. He's an older guy. He's been through the ringer. He's had a crazy good career. Like, it's hard to expect him to score 30 every game. I get it, but it's like you can't go from scoring 40 to scoring 9. That's just not acceptable. That's not acceptable. That didn't work out. We just got rid of him. And also, I think that having James Harden limited Tyrese Maxey's ability to get better and to improve his game. I mean, they play the same position. They're very different type of players. They're very, very different type of players, man. They're very different. Just size alike. James Harden's a lot bigger than Tyrese Maxey. I think they have different skill sets. It's hard. It was hard for them to both be on the court at the same time. They both want the ball in their hands. Now to answer the question, is this the end of the process? I don't know, man. Like, Joel Embiid's not going anywhere. He's still on contract. And he's really the blueprint. He's really the heart of the team. Like, he's really, wherever he takes us, we go. He's the leader of this train. He's the conductor. He's the head chef. He's the principal of the school. We go where he goes, And I guess, what can you do if the guy's getting injured? You can't really do anything about it. You're not going to get rid of him because he's getting injured. Like, you wait it out. We have a good cast of guys around him. I think we built the team really nice around him. We got Maxey still going to be here. Maxey and Embiid need to stay together. But for both of their betterment of the team, they both need to be together. And the process was a phrase used to give Philly fans hope moving forward. Embiid was hurt a lot in the beginning of his career. He still is getting hurt, but he was hurt a lot at the beginning of his career and said that to give people hope. And it worked. Philly fans took it and ran with it. It worked, man. So I don't think it's over. I don't think it's fully over. I think Joel Embiid's still, like I said, he's still going to be on the team. He's still under contract, and he's still one of the best players in the game. I love Nick Nurse. I think a lot better than Doc Rivers. I just do. So is the process over? I'm going to go ahead and say no, man. Joel Embiid is the guy. He's the guy. Don't sleep on us, man. This might not be our year. The Knicks might beat us this year, but we got next year, boys. I'm not losing on to hope, baby. I'm not. Let's go Sixers. Philly all day. I got to make it out to a game sometime. Oh, my God. I'm going to do that for a video, though. I'm going to go out to a game, vlog it, do some shit. But, hey, man, We got this. We got this. We can't lose hope, baby. It's been your boy, JAYPAT. Hit that like button. Subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.